Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm NFX and today we're at Goodwood Kartways for our very first race of the season. But mind you, this is an expedition race, so it's not worth anything, we're not worth points. So we are racing for pure merit, pure fun, bragging rights, however you like to call it. So this was actually the first race of the entire day, and I think one of the first races of the season. So all of us are super eager to get out there. As you can see with the individuals ahead of me, I started in P5 and qualified P5 of course. And right here you can see that we're all getting super close, and you'll see in a second here the individual ahead took a little bit of a quick break and we all just smack into each other. Rookie mistake. The individual ahead of me shaking their head because true. And here we line up for the grid and wait for the green flags to come out. And there you go, the green flags are waved, and here we go racing down into the first corner, trying to build up as much speed as possible. Here we get a little bit clustered, seeing if there's a position. I'm trying to go on the inside here, and I make the position stick, staying on the inside and making sure that the individual can't get around me. And everything kind of just gets a little tight here from the three of us. Seeing that there's an opportunity to maybe overtake in the next few corners since we are so close to each other, it's really important for me to try to build speed here, so I put my head down and try to gain that little bit of arrow just to see if I can get closer to them. Running a little wide onto the rumble strips. You can see P2 and P1 are fighting quite a bit. I'm thinking there's maybe an opportunity to overtake on the inside there, but just not enough. The individual in P3 just so much more power on the cart, so I was able to get away. Thinking maybe I have an opportunity here, I might cut the inside, do a little switcheroony, but didn't think it was enough. So you can see still stuck in P4, super eager. I know I have the skills in the corners, but the cart just didn't have enough pace for myself. So you can see these cars just pulling away so quickly, and it's just a little upsetting. And I'm just trying to make that back. So you can see in this main race here is that I'm having troubles just getting close to them on the straights. But when it comes to the corners, I'm able to be a little bit more aggressive and come super close. The individual in P3 did super good job in defending me this whole race, and my god was he making me angry in a good way, of course, but definitely hard racing, so really appreciate that. So as you can see, I'm looking behind me, making sure and seeing just how close the person in P5 is to me. So up into this position, I've only gained a single place. Still eager to try to make moves here, especially down this straight. I'm just, not getting the pace that I need, but, making it back in the corners, running a little wide, checking my blind spot to see, hey, is P5 coming up behind me, and will I need to defend soon? But I think there's a pretty big gap between the people in the top three, myself, and then the one behind me. So you can see here, I do try to gain as much time as possible through these corners, and I end up gaining a lot of time, but just losing out on these straights. As you can see, they're just pulling away from me so far, and trying to find every option here, I think, in my head about how I can really overtake them. But I did want to play a little further away from him because I knew the three of them had really good pace and were fighting each other. As you can see, the person P3 just super defensive. I'm trying to be aggressive as well and try to get past them in ways I can, and you'll kind of see me make a little bit of a mistake later on in the race, but trying to see where I can get them, and I just, every corner I get a little close and it's just not close enough, and then when the straights come, I just lose all the time in the world here, and not be able to pick up any speed. So I know in this corner here, in this tight left-hander, I can maybe make a move, and I go pretty aggressive, going, almost side by side with the individual in P3, but not enough still. The individual in P3 also knows how to perfectly defend into that fourth quarter there, and it just you know, boggles my mind sometimes, just how close yet how far I am. And I'm just seeing if I can get alongside him, but just over and over, I'm losing so much time on the straights. But anyways, the white flag is out, which means it is the last lap of the session. I'm going to try my hardest to make it into the top 3 positions here, but as you can see, we have P5 and P6 right behind me, and into T4 super aggressively. We're trying to keep ahead of the top 3, and you can see P6 spins out really quickly. P5 is still on my tail, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm gaining positions, but also trying to keep P5 behind me. But here is my fatal mistake. P3 goes wide, I go narrow, and we just collide on the last lap of the race, losing 1 position each, going back down to where I started. But let me know what you think about that last incident. Was that unavoidable? Could have done something different? But that's it, folks, and the checker flag comes out. But otherwise, it was a super phenomenal race. Everyone was super competitive, and these cards really proved how much closer you can kind of get compared to the previous cards. So I had a super awesome session with these guys, and I cannot wait to run it back. And if anyone's interested about how the interaction went after the race, it was all love. So super kind, lots of sportsmanship, and like I said, a really good race and the same passion for racing. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the race as much as I did, and if you get a chance, hit the subscribe button, because I will try to upload as much content as I can. So thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.